for it to work, and I think it's going to buffer a bit, but that's the usual apparently. I need to call my internet provider and ask them if there's anything else I can do because I'm getting the fastest internet. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to say hi from the bottom up today. Hi, Pamela J, Ileana, HFC, Mary from stormy Ireland, Lisa. Hi, Rhonda. Thanks for all your posts. No, I'm not climbing Mount Everest. I was never even contemplating that when I was young. Liddell, Lucinda, Mara, Chuck and Allison, Diana by the beach. Well, I see 83 is too warm for me. So I'm not even like envying you that. I prefer like 70, 72. That's kind of my sweet spot. Hi, James. Welcome in. B. Thompson, I don't know what's happening. I haven't deleted a post on a live stream in ages, so I don't even know what's going on. Nobody else can delete them unless if they're a moderator, and I don't usually even have a moderator in here. I only have one active moderator right now. So anyway, I don't know what's happening. Again, if you're making the post too long, then YouTube just naturally like deletes it for some reason. Okay. Anyway, welcome in. Let me go back down to the bottom. Okay. Hi, Retore 305. Welcome in. Thanks for being a member. Nacho's mom, Dawn. Oh, you're having a storm? Yeah. So far, it shouldn't be too bad this week here. It's warming up a little bit today and tomorrow. So I think we're supposed to get snow during the night, but then it's going to be like 38 tomorrow. So I don't think it's going to ice up, which is good. Hi, John. Welcome in. Hi, Sign of Nature. Devon, MC Anthony, Patricia, Docs and Gal, Lil RD, welcome in, and Maria and Ann Maria. Okay, I caught up. Look at that. Anyway, welcome to all of you today. We're going to be talking about overcoming adversity today, a topic near and dear to my heart because I'm having to overcome a lot of adversity with my health. Hi, Jim. Welcome in. I actually want to give a plug to another channel because I really enjoy her videos and it kind of takes me out of my own headspace. And the channel name is called Itchy Boots, and she's a young woman. Well, I think she's in her late 30s, and she's from the Netherlands, but she does her videos in English. And she goes around the world and rides her motorbike. I mean, crazy stuff. And I tell you, she's such an inspiration. Talk about, she has to overcome adversity probably almost every day when she's out there doing that stuff. So if you ever like adventure type channels, I recommend her. Yeah, Jim, you watch her too? Yeah, she's great. And she just seems like a lovely person. Hi, Ciara. Welcome in. And hi, Carly. I'm glad you caught alive. Leanne, guten Tag. Oh, Christmas cake. Yum. Somebody, I don't know who it was. Some viewer commented on, I don't know, I think it was the video I was out finding my tree, and I stopped at Starbucks and had a Christmas cookie and a hot chocolate, which I think once a week I'm entitled to, honestly. Come on. It's Christmas. Anyway, so this viewer like did a thing in all caps and says, well, that's loaded with sugar. Like, duh. I'm dealing with blood pressure, not with diabetes. Just saying. So you got to have some joy in your life. You just got to have some joy. So, hi, Melanie. I know. See, you guys watch Itchy Boots too. I love her. Her name is Norley or something. Norley. Oh, wonderful lady. Boy, she takes risks. I mean, and I know she's in her 30s. She's not like super like a kid. And she broke like her collarbone and had to heal up. back in the Netherlands for a while. I mean, she's taken some real risks, but she's just a, really, I mean, she's kind of, if I were a super adventurous person, she would be the person that I admire. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just stuff like she does, but I just think it's great. Anyway, I watched her episode where she's in Tajikistan, and she's doing that, going up this mountain, and her bike, Frankie, almost gave out on her and stuff. Anyway, she is now my poster child for overcoming adversity today, because she does it regularly. So good for her. I really mean that. Yeah, she had her bike stolen, Jim. Yeah. Yeah. I loved her series when she even rode across the UK and up in Scotland. It was beautiful. I mean, her footage of riding in the back roads in Scotland was just breathtaking. So, yeah. But I am really scared for her when she's in the part of the world, in where she is now, and when she was in like um, Pakistan and stuff. I just get kind of scared for her. But she's tough, and she does get help. She has people that, um, you know, help her out. So anyway, hi Barbara from Las Vegas. Hi Aim for Stars from Portland. Welcome in, all of you. Yes, Wild Horses. Bonjour. I don't know. Honestly, I have to admit, I don't always keep up with her videos every single week. So I don't know if she got it stolen in Tajikistan. Did she? I don't know. I know she had it stolen in the UK. So, and I think maybe one other place as well. Hi, stay tuned. Welcome in. Yeah, check her out. If you like adventure stuff, especially you like to see a woman who's really tough out there in the world that can do anything a guy can do, like she's it. She's it. So anyway, hats off to her today. I'm sure she doesn't ever see my channels. Anyway. Yeah, unfortunately, women do have to be a lot more careful, but I think she is. She doesn't talk about it a lot, but I think she is. Like she was going through this valley in Tajikistan, and she had actually hired these two young men who could speak English, and they rode a motorbike, and they helped her get across some river crossings, which she wouldn't have been able to do alone. So she knows when to get help and hire help, or sometimes, like in Pakistan, the police actually would like accompany her through dangerous, stretches and stuff. So she gets help. She's not totally crazy, but she's not going, all out on this. I know, grab memories. Love women who overcome. She's going to wonder. Now no, she's not even going to wonder. She has so many subscribers anyway, she won't even notice. But she I sent a bunch of my people over there. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Jean-Marc. She has tacky stuff. Well, she has money. She has money mainly because she makes a lot on YouTube. I can tell you that. So, yes, that's right. Stay tuned. How do I only have 36 likes? Get those up there. Come on. Overcoming adversity today. Yeah, she has a lot of technology. That's what you meant. Oh, you said tacky stuff. Tech stuff, you mean? Yeah, she has a lot of tech stuff on her bike. Yeah, yeah. She has great filming. She really does great filming. So, hi, Dogelbin. Welcome in. Hi, Leah. Yeah, so I'm sure all of you have overcome adversity in your lives at least once, probably multiple times. And I'm talking about like serious adversity. I don't mean like a problem that arises during the day, a little problem you have to solve. I mean like serious adversity. And Zaza, I have not been following Snow and Kurt lately. I actually had to bail when they were doing their road trip in Africa because I got too triggered from my African trauma, and I just couldn't watch it because I was just, I mean, I knew they'd make it, but to me, that they were taking too much of a risk. They were definitely taking too, with her health problems and stuff. I just thought, no. So, I commend them for it, but I couldn't watch a lot of it. I think I stopped watching when they got past Nigeria or something. And then I just couldn't do it. Hi, I already said hi, Ciara. Hi, Sada. Oh, so I said hi to you too. Let's see. Lumen. Adversity. Moi? Moi? Yeah, we've all faced adversity. So you guys know the drill on this. You got to push through adversity. I was thinking this, I pulled some quotes that I liked about adversity, but I actually was thinking about all the things I've overcome in my life, which is quite a lot of things. And so I thought, you can do this. You can get through this. You've done other stuff. And, once you remind yourself of how you've survived other things, it does kind of calm you down a little more. You kind of go, wait a minute. I have muscle memory or brain memory or something like that. I got an itch. Hang on. Oh, I got to sneeze. I can never usually just sneeze just once. Anyway, some water now. Exactly, HFC. You also have to remind yourself, there'll come a time when you look back on the bad time. So I know that will happen. I just got to get through it. I did finally get an appointment with a cardiologist. They never called me, even though they got my referral. And then she had to call me back this morning, and I have an appointment for the 22nd of December, which was the soonest I could really get one. And at least I have, can go in and they can check out, make sure it's not involving other things with my heart or something like that. It has fluctuated. I mean, yesterday my blood pressure was pretty decent. It was like a little over 130 over 79. So, but today, because I'm nervous, because after I do this live stream, I'm going to my doctor, my nurse practitioner. And so I always get, like right now, every time I have to go for a medical thing, I get nervous. So then my blood pressure went back up today. So, the joys of getting old. Lumen, I am and aren't. It depends on the day. Yesterday I was feeling better, but it just depends. My anxiety is still too high. And the problem is I can calm it a little bit, like with the breathing, the 4-7-8 breathing. But I really just, it's a process. It's just a process. Anyway, back to adversity in general. So that's what helps me, is to think about all the other times that I overcame adversity. Oh no, violets and roses. See, this is the thing I don't like, is doctors shaming you for being anxious. Like you have any like super control over that. You have a little bit maybe, but you don't have a lot of control, especially if you have like innate anxiety anyway. It's like that they might as well be shaming you for having, brown eyes or something. I mean, it's just part of your system. So anyway. Thank you, Leah. Yes, hit the like button, please. Let's get up to 70. You notice I got little George over there. Oops, there he is. Oops, there. George, he's looking at the flame in the candle. Oh, no, Denise, that's pretty high. Are you on blood pressure medicine, I hope? Thank you, guys. I got up to over 70. So, yeah, let me know about your blood pressure, Denise. I mean, are you on medication with that, or is that without medication? Oh, yeah. And then they got the norovirus going around, too. Flu is also in the U.S. now, so please be safe and be careful. And, I will tell you this, the flu is not as easy to catch as like COVID or a cold even. So as long as you don't get close to people or have them cough on you when they have the flu and you're not in the same room for an extended amount of time, you generally won't get it. But I even when I taught at the community college and I was around like youngsters, like 18 to 21-year-olds, and they often got the flu. I think I only had it twice in 13 years. So you with the flu, it's a little, and if you wear a mask, you definitely can protect yourself from the flu. Just a normal mask will work. They're larger viral particles on the flu. So, but yeah, norovirus you can catch anywhere. You can just touch a surface that somebody touched with norovirus, and then you put your hand near your nose or mouth, and now you got it. So I'll be wearing a mask to every doctor's appointment from now. Okay, Denise says I'm on blood pressure, 3 medications, and a diuretic. Really? And they're still having trouble controlling it? Oh, I'm sorry. I feel your pain. Trust me, I feel your pain. That scares me about blood pressure. It just seems so random. Well, I hope so, Leah. I don't know what kind of care I'm getting. We'll see. I have to ask the doctor today to go to an endocrinologist about this thyroid stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel fortunate that I have my car now because it avoids me having to get on public transport right now at this time of year. I am sorry, but I'm like a real germaphobe right now because I already got sick twice in 4 months. And of course, one of them was really bad. And I just don't want to get sick. So I am just staying away as much as possible from humans. And if I have to be in a doctor's office, I will be wearing a mask or in a crowded Walmart. Dogelbin says you're on lisinopril 40 milligram hydrochloride, 25 milligram and atenolol once a day. And does that control yours? I know they may have to put me on another medication. So I'm just on amlodipine. So, but I'm on 10 milligrams. Oh, good, Dogelbin. Well, I'd like mine to be under control. Oh, I'm sorry, Enlightenment. I'm trying to avoid doing the statin thing for a while here. No, masks don't always protect, Leah, but they do protect more from flu than they do like COVID. So when it's flu season, right now, COVID's at a low. So in the US, at least, there's not a lot of COVID going on. So the biggest threat right now is the flu and then the norovirus. Zaza says, oh, you started lisinopril. Is that the same as amlodipine? Is that just the other name for it? I don't know. Anyway, 20 milligrams. Yeah. It's funny that when my nurse practitioner put me on the higher dose 2 weeks ago, she was so worried my blood pressure was going to go too low because before I messed around, well, I didn't do it. The doctor gave me the drug and I took it. But before the thyroid problem, it was being totally controlled with the 25 milligrams of amlodipine, or 5 milligrams, sorry. And then she was worried about doubling it. Well, she needn't have worried because it still hasn't controlled it. I hope your checkup goes well, Travels Addict. Stay tuned. I did the whole negative spirit candle, and then I had problems more. So I don't know if that worked out or not. Stay tuned. I don't know. I did it the way I should do it, I think, but. Well, Ciara, you might be one of the lucky few. There were a certain number of people that honestly just didn't get COVID or had no symptoms. Like you could have been a carrier or had it, but you just had no symptoms. And that's possible. Some people were lucky and that's what happened. So yes, take care, Travels Addict. Yeah. Yeah, is lisinopril, I have to look that up. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves. Oh, no, they're not the same. I don't take lisinopril. I take amlodipine. Different classes of blood pressure medicines. Okay. Okay. So for some reason, I thought it was the same thing, but it's not. Okay. Good. I'm glad you didn't drink the bleach, Ciara. Yeah, that saved you right there. Oh yeah, I don't care about wearing a mask. I don't care if anybody looks at me. I don't really care. You know what? It's better. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't wear a mask on those plane trips back to the US because it could have saved me all this misery. So I know HFC. I still may talk to the doctor today about the going on a temporary sedative because I still think I'm just too anxious, and I'm trying to calm down. Sometimes I'm able to do it, but I'm only able to do it when I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go to see anyone. I don't have to go to the doctor. It's the only, the minute I have to deal with a problem, my anxiety just goes up. Joni, that's interesting. No, I have not gotten I don't go to McDonald's though. So yeah, I don't know about CBD oil. I do know that taking, like, when I lived in California and I got the pot gummies, which I don't know if that has CBD in it or not. I don't know. Anyway, I know that those weren't really great for me. I certainly couldn't sleep doing those. It kind of interrupted me going to sleep. But so I just haven't really, I've kind of avoided any of that. Yes, enlightenment. I learned my lesson too from catching it on a flight. Yeah. Oh, Mary, I hope I'm glad you're getting over a flu and chest infection. I know it's only just started and people are going to the hospital. I know, that's what I'm saying. I am totally don't even want to be around. Like I said, I'm going to mask up totally when I go to a doctor and just, it's crazy, crazy time. Oh, it's not, CBD is not like weed at all. Where do you get it from, Jim? You can order it online? Yeah, the THC gummies don't do it for me. That I know doesn't work. Oh, I know. Okay, let's do some inspirational quotes for overcoming adversity. All right. So these two I didn't find a source for. Well, no, let me start with one that Ernest Hemingway said. It was actually in one of his books. I don't remember which book it was in. It said, "The world breaks everyone, and afterwards some are stronger at the broken places." And I remember that quote from one of his books, but I don't remember if it was in A Movable Feast, or it might have been in A Movable Feast, which was kind of his autobiography about his years in Paris in the 20s. But it's true. The world does break everyone, but not everybody comes out of that stronger. And that's kind of the idea of overcoming adversity. You have to get stronger from it. For that to, sorry, I just hit the microphone. All right. Somebody named George Adair said, and I don't know who he was, says, "Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear." That's probably true. Fear is part of the whole thing. I mean, I've been so overcome with fear lately. So fear is the thing that really stands in our way a lot. when we're either doing something new or we're facing uncertainty or we're facing health problems or we're facing lots of different things, it's really the fear that keeps us from moving through it and being able to do that. So you have to really, I guess, speak to your own fear. Now, Lao Tzu, most of you know who Lao Tzu is, says there is no illusion greater than fear. I really love that one because it really is an illusion. You know, I've studied a lot of spirituality and stuff, and the kind of common theme is that a lot of things we deal with in this physical world are illusions. In other words, they're not, it's like, you know, there's nothing to really to fear, but we have a belief that there's something to fear because we think we live according to these physical laws, which we do, but on one level we don't. And so it's a very spiritual kind of concept to say that fear is just an illusion, but I really do love it. I love that concept. And, you know, even when I'm afraid, the thing that I did meditate this morning, but it's like when I do meditate, my fear goes away in the meditation. So I know that it's like I am able to stop certain things. Yes, Jim, I am. Yes, I do. You know, and the thing is, I realize I'm more settled now than I was 4 months ago. But the problem is, this was cumulative stress and like physical, like brought on by an actual illness that caused a problem with my body. And so the stress, and then of course, then the stress of taking the extra thyroid on my system, it just builds up. And so, yeah, I'm really glad I have a roof over my head and a car right now because it would be a lot harder if I didn't. Oh, Diana, you drive by an office who has that quote on their front window, the other side of fear quote. Yeah, yeah. And Ciara says, overcoming adversity is the highest high. Absolutely. And then I like this quote also by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, he who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned. I just can't read my own writing, apparently. Oh, there we go. Okay. He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life. Ralph Waldo Emerson. So his point is you probably have to conquer some aspect of fear almost every day, or at least quite often. And that's basically getting through that is just, it is a secret of life. So I like that. Yes, Faith Rada, I like what you say. The mystics point out that which is not constant is not real, but only a product of the mind. Yeah. Well, fear is definitely a product of the mind. No question. Yeah. I know I might look that way, enlightenment, but I can tell you I'm not feeling it. Oh, Lumen, I know what I'm afraid of. I absolutely know what I'm afraid of. That's the part that's really like in my face right now. So I am not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of that. If I dropped dead right now, first of all, this video, the ratings would go through the roof, but I wouldn't be alive to see it. But if I dropped dead on camera, YouTube would probably take that down, I would think. Yeah. Anyway, the thing is, I'm not afraid of that. I mean, I don't want it to happen right now. I'd still like to live longer, but if it happened, I'm good with that. I don't have a fear of what's after, what the transition is. That doesn't bother me. My fear is having a stroke or something like that and being incapacitated and having to live a long time like that. That's my fear. I know exactly what my fear is because it's been hitting me in the face now for a few months. And that is my fear. That's why this blood pressure thing, you know, they always say you have to confront sometimes what is your greatest fear. In other words, the thing that is, you know, and until I had blood pressure problems, I never really thought, I was never really afraid of that. So now being vulnerable and helpless, like you say, HFC, That's what's triggered my fear, because I don't have family to take care of me. I don't have a close friend that can take care of me. I don't have any of that. So I'd be stuck in some horrible nursing home somewhere where I'd be back to poverty level, and I'd have to, be on care, assuming it was even available. And yeah, that's scary. That is very scary. And a lot of people deal with that all the time. And my heart goes out to them because I really feel that. It's very scary to me. So that's what I'm trying to overcome. Like you say, Travel's Addict, is not to think about it and move forward and say, you know what? And honestly, I do say a prayer. I do say prayers about this. It's like, I hope I get through this. I'm praying I get through this and I don't have any horrible adverse effects from it. But on the other hand, if it's my time to go, then just take me out quickly, please. That's been my prayer. Just if it's my time to go, just take me out quickly. That's it. So, yeah, right, Jim, you get it. Oh, I know, grab memories. That's what I mean. You had says I had COVID so bad it led to 2 minor strokes. Wow. Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, I mean, it's a very real fear because I had COVID. It screwed up my whole vascular system, apparently, my blood pressure problem. And it's just a scary thing when you have something that I don't know. I know a lot of people, either some, well, not a lot of people. Some people have never had COVID, like I think Ciara commented, and then some people have never had bad effects from COVID, and that's great. I'm glad people have not, but there are so many people increasingly that are having long-lasting effects from this, and we should be terrified of what the next iteration of COVID is going to do. What's the next mutation going to do? Are we going to like grow an extra head? Okay, we don't want to put that out there. Probably not. Yeah. Sandra says dying in your sleep was what my grandma prayed for every day. Yeah, my great aunt died that way. She literally was 89 years old. She went upstairs after lunch, she always took an afternoon nap, went upstairs to take a nap, never woke up. Died with a smile on her face. Boy, that's the way to go. Yeah. Yes, Jim. Well, that's what the nurse practitioner on my video call was saying last week, is it's going to take more time to get my system back to normality. And I just have to be patient and, do what I can do. But I've never had to live with fear like this long. I was talking to my friend the other day and I said, I've had a lot of physical things happen in my life. I've dealt with a lot more physical illness than probably most people have. Not life threatening, though. Almost all the things I ever had were problematic, like for function or whatever, like inner ear disorder and things, but none of it was going to kill me. That's the difference. Now I'm facing the first thing that I've ever had. Well, other than when I had the pancreatitis from the gallbladder problem, but that happened so fast that I didn't have time to really be afraid of that. I was very zen about it. If you watch my other channel, you know that I had a very zen reaction, but that was like an acute problem. It wasn't a long lasting problem. And so, yeah. Oh, I too late, Livica. I overanalyze everything. I'm an analysis person. I'm just built that way. I'm wired that way. So I always overanalyze things. That's just me. I'm sure you guys can identify with that. Yeah, anyway. Well, stay tuned. Inspirational and death are intertwined. If you think they're not, then you don't understand death. It's very connected. The point is, we're all going to die. I know I broke it to you. First time you've ever heard it, I bet. But that's my weird humor. But the point is, we can't run from it. It's going to happen. So why not ever talk about it? My mom never talked about dying till about a month before she died. than she did. But that didn't really help her. She was a mess. So I feel like it is healthy to talk about it, not obsess about it, not talk about it all the time, but just you have to acknowledge when it's, when you're facing it or when you're afraid of it or, so exactly, HFC. Yeah, some people are very analytical and other people are not. It's just we're built different. We're wired different. Yeah. Ciara, I'm not going to say it what you said, but I know. Yeah. Exactly. I'm hoping the cardiologist, I know they're going to have to probably do an echocardiogram and an EKG, and maybe they'll be able to tell me what this has actually done. I'm sure they have dealt with patients that have had a blood pressure problem after COVID. So, you know, yeah, Lumen, I know. And Americans particularly don't like to talk about death. Other cultures are much more comfortable with it. Um, so yeah, it's perfectly inspirational, especially, see, I worked for a hospice and I worked, around people who dealt with dying people all the time. So I just have a different attitude about it. To me, when people die, it's a beautiful moment because I believe that they're crossing over. I believe that they're transitioning into something better. So for me, it just doesn't seem scary. So anyway, I won't keep talking about death. Not today. Anyway, back to just adversity in general. A couple of other quotes about obstacles and stuff we face is our greatest, on this, it didn't have a person that this came from. It said our greatest obstacles present the most opportunity. So when you're going through adversity, when you're going through a problem, sometimes it's a strange gift in a different way that you can't imagine, so that's always possible as well. Well, Liviki, maybe this isn't the live stream for you. Yeah, Ciara, that's right. Ciara shares that she watched her mother leave her in the hospital. Horrible, beautiful at the same time. Horrible and beautiful at the same time. She was radiant. Exactly. I was with my grandmother when she died. It was amazing. I was a transformative experience. I was only 30 years old at the time, and I will never forget. I'd already never really been afraid of death because I died when I was 1 and came back. So, but seeing my grandmother, I saw her soul leave her body, basically. I just saw that. And I don't know how to explain it, but I saw it. I saw the energy leave her. And I knew that it was a beautiful thing. And anybody who works for hospice will tell you that. It really is. It really is. Exactly, Faith. Exactly. Understanding what comes next is extremely uplifting. This lifetime that we're living right now, yeah, this turned into a completely different live stream already. But this lifetime we're living right now is a tiny blip in the amount of time that our soul is alive. In other words, our soul is eternal. This little lifetime is a blip in that. There's so much beyond this that it's just, and even if you are religious and you believe it in a religious context, that's what it talks about, is that if you go to heaven, that's like your soul is eternal. So it's something that's very common to most religions, not all, but most. And HFC asked what the energy looked like. I can't explain it. It was like a shimmer almost kind of thing. It came up and it rose up above her and up through like the ceiling, basically. And I thought, well, that's weird because I don't usually see stuff. And, but I saw it and it was like a shimmer. That's the only way I can describe it. I'm not calling you a blip. I'm calling our lifespans a blip in time, a tiny little space in time. Yeah, I was going to go to Jim. I actually was going to go to the Catholic church in town not yesterday, Sunday. And but I didn't feel up to it. So but I would like to go. I'm going to try to go maybe next Sunday and also Christmas Eve service. I do like to hear the choir, and I love the churches at holiday time. And, it's a very spiritual experience. Oh, actually, I am going to order some. I was going to tell you, I am going to order some, the beetroot gummies for the blood pressure. So I got them in my shopping cart on Amazon. I think they'll be good. I looked at it and I picked some that I thought would work pretty well, and it says it's helpful. So, yeah. Anybody else in here taking beetroot like gummies? I love gummies. I like a gummy. I don't like taking a pill. I like chewing the gummy. It's like a thing. So let me know if any of you take beetroot. Anyway, any other thoughts you have on overcoming adversity? I know apparently HFC, they taste like strawberry. They're strawberry flavored. Oh, thank you, Sandra. You'll pee pink. Okay, good to know. Because otherwise I would think I have blood in my urine. I don't think so, John. I do have it's been like the last couple weeks. I have really bad muscle tension in my shoulders, but both shoulders and right in my upper back. And it kind of fluctuates. Like it's sometimes a little looser and then sometimes it's real tight. If I get nervous or upset, it just tightens up. But I have fibromyalgia stuff anyway. And when I have physical problems, I do get areas of my body that get really tight. So I don't know if that's heart related or not. We'll see. We'll find out, I guess. Yeah, enlightenment. I know. Well, the weight thing is just going to take time. I can't do that quickly. So unfortunately, that's going to take time. So yes, Anne Maria, that's a good quote. This too shall pass. Yeah, I think I told the nurse practitioner that I had that, and she didn't seem like scared about it. She just said, "Yeah, that's like you're definitely under too much stress because that's like it just gets like tightened up in your upper like shoulders and upper back there and it just won't let go." Yeah. Well, I'm just doing the gummies that taste like strawberry, so I'm hoping they'll be okay. Because if they don't taste good, I can't be chewing them. So no. Oh, Retort 305 says, overcoming adversity. I have had a lot, and writing and journaling helps a lot. Yeah. I still have not been able to get into a good enough practice on that yet. I've got to work on that myself. Oh, hi, Katerina. Welcome in. Yes, HFC. Well, I thought about getting a massage too. There is a massage place in town that's run by Asian ladies or whatever. And I mean, it's a real massage place. It's not like you know, and I thought about going in there and just telling them they need to just focus on my shoulders and upper back. So, yeah, Joni, I don't have time to be depressed about not being in Europe. Honestly, I'm in survival mode right now. I'm just in survival mode. So, I don't really think about that. I really hope that at least I'll get back to, on a couple of trips, but I don't, you know, I'm not worried about that. And I'm not even depressed anyway. I was trying to explain this to my doctor that she goes, well, are you depressed or anxious? I go, anxious. Yeah, not depressed. I don't generally get depressed. Thank goodness. if I was a person that was prone to that, it would be really bad. So, yeah. Fortunately, the tightness in my shoulders and upper back doesn't keep me from sleeping. Like I'm sleeping fine. I checked my blood oxygen rate. Even I thought, well, maybe my lungs, maybe I'm having a problem with my lungs or something. And my oxygen was 98. So it's fine. I'm getting plenty of oxygen. Yes, Joni, health is wealth. And when you don't have your health, you, as the saying goes, you got nothing. That's the problem. It really is. And I know a lot of you can identify with that. No, I'm not driving that much for that to have caused it, MC Anthony, but thanks for the thought. No, I'm not even driving that much, and I'm not leaning it back against the headrest. So yeah, my iron levels were fine, Ciara. So I looked at my blood test actually because they put it online. Actually, most of my blood work looked fine, except for my thyroid was too high. In other words, I was hyperthyroid. That was 2 weeks ago, whenever that test was done. And I know that's what has been going on. And then they didn't check my lipids or anything this time, but there was something else that was off. Oh, my vitamin D, she checked it. It had gone up a little, but it's going to take a while. I take 2,000 units a day. I don't want to really take a mega dose, but it's coming up. It was like almost 25. It needs to be at least 30 to be in the normal range. So it'll get there. I take one every day. Oh, let's see. Okay. Wow, that's amazing, Faith. She says, years ago, I begged the divine to take a big problem away. When I woke, I couldn't even recall the major issue. Talk about prayers answered. That is amazing. Yeah. Oh, I believe that things, amazing things happen all the time. Um, I really do. Thanks, Jean-Marc. Well, I don't have a hairdresser, as you can tell by my hair. That's HFC. That's what the nurse practitioner said to me. She said, you just had a double whammy. The COVID caused the blood pressure and then the thyroid, which I wish to God I had not taken that extra thyroid dose that he prescribed. She said it put your body into like a crisis, and it's just going to take time for that to resolve. And so, yes, Noreen, that's true. Low vitamin D contributes to anxiety. I have so many things that are contributing to anxiety. You're having chicken for the holidays? Two big chickens, Jim? Yeah, Leanne, I'm sorry you have fibromyalgia too. I know. Well, normally my fibromyalgia isn't bad, but it's really gotten triggered with this. And it hasn't really affected my legs. It's mostly just my shoulders and upper back are really affected. Oh, Ciara, that's really sweet. If I need to go to Paris for a visit, you're offering your place for a bit. I mean, assuming you're not there, whatever. Or maybe you will be there. I don't know. Thank you very much. I don't know. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to happen next year, but we'll see. I hope your dad's hanging in there. I hope he's doing okay. Jean-Marc, yes, I hope your prayer, I hope your car passes its road test. Hi, Miss Skogie Land. Hi, Gail. Well, thank you for joining in. Oh, I'm sure there is, Leanne. Yeah, because I had Hashimoto's too. And of course, now that I don't have a thyroid gland, I don't know what that means for that. But yeah. But I got fibromyalgia before they diagnosed Hashimoto's. I got fibromyalgia after I had Epstein-Barr virus, and when I was 29, 30 years old. And that's what really caused a lot of problems, but not life-threatening. That's what's different now. You mean 2,000 or whatever units is not enough vitamin D? Well, that's what the other guy prescribed me, and my current nurse practitioner didn't seem to think that was insufficient. So it just, my vitamin D never goes up super fast. I've taken it before, and I need to just take it all the time because I don't absorb vitamin D very well, apparently. So Joni asks, well, I don't really want to get into the whole politics discussion there, Joni, but I would just say my short answer is yes and no. It's in a different way in Europe. I feel like people do talk about their politics in their country a lot, but there's a different feeling or something. It's kind of hard to put into words. I know, Docs and Gal, my Irish groom. Yeah. Yes, Sandra, it's all autoimmune and inflammation. I have, so if they, I mean, I know they can check your cortisol level. I really need my cortisol level checked because I'm sure it's like off a chart right now. It's that bad. I know, Dawn. Don't you love my picture of the French Alps over? Oh, sorry, over here. That's Saint Jean d'Alve, which is in southeast France near the border of Italy, a beautiful ski resort town, which just looks lovely in the winter light with the lights on. Oh, you rented out, Ciara. Okay, no problem. Maybe it could be my base for a couple of other trips that I need to do. Thank you, though. Oh, okay. So 5,000 units is not too much. Okay. Bunch of you guys are saying that. Yeah, I just don't. I'd rather err. This extra thyroid really messed me up. So I just hate going too much on something. It's coming up. It may take about 2, 3 months for it to get normal range, but it's not going to kill me. It'll be fine. Oh, thanks, Trans Am Gal. I'm glad you woke up before the live stream was over. Yes, dogs are angels on earth. You know what I've really enjoyed lately, just as a stress relief, is I'll go onto YouTube and there's been I don't know what the name of the channel is, but they literally just do a video of feeding their 3 German shepherds like different foods. And it's so funny how the 3 dogs eat differently. Like one of them will eat anything they give them. The other one in the middle is like kind of picky. And the one on the end, which is the youngest dog, sometimes doesn't know how to like eat something fast. It's so entertaining to watch these adorable dogs. And they look so like they're so excited to get this food, these little treats, they give them. So yeah, Muriel, I do need to have well, that's why I want to go to an endocrinologist. They need to check a lot of things right now. I think there's just a lot involved here. I don't know, Leanne, if I have a dog shelter in my little town. I've been a little too consumed with other things to be thinking about that, but yeah, they might. I don't know. Travels Addict says, you know, the channel with the 3 German Shepherds. It is so funny. These dogs have such a personality. Like, it's amazing. You can just tell that the one that'll eat anything just amazes me. Like, they gave, what was it they gave them that the other 2 dogs wouldn't even touch? Like, I don't think any of them touched the cranberries. No, none of the dogs liked the cranberries. But they gave the dogs peaches, like a canned slice of peach. The one that would eat almost anything ate the peach. The other 2 would not eat the peach. They were like, no. Which is interesting because it's sweet. You would think they would, but no. Oh yes, I'm trying to have salmon every week, or even twice a week. I had salmon on Sunday. Oh yeah, it's when Aldi has it, because Aldi has the really good salmon I like. When they have it, I'll buy it twice a week if I can. Yeah. Yes, HFC, I get that. Do I dare to eat a peach? Shall I part my hair behind? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing each to each. I do not think they will sing to me. You guys, if you know that poem, you will know what I just said. That I used to know the whole poem by heart. Seriously, I did. I could say that whole poem by heart. But I only know pieces of it now. I don't remember every little transition. So thanks, HMC. That's one of my well, I love I am a nut for him. I would read anything he does. So basically, but that was my favorite poem in college when I was like 21 years old. And I learned it by heart. So yeah. Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of one night stays and one night cheap hotels. Yeah, something like that. And restaurants with oyster shells. That's about, and then I don't remember the next few lines. So, oh, your mom met T.S. Eliot? Oh my gosh. Brilliant writer. Brilliant writer. And that is a brilliant poem. It really is. The last line is, till human voices wake us and we drown. Brilliant. Yeah, my brain's doing great. Yeah, thank goodness. I know a few poems by heart, actually. I know another T.S. Eliot. It's from Little Gidding, the Little Gidding series that T.S. Eliot did. And I think it's the number 4 or something. It starts with the dove descending, breaks the air with flame of incandescent terror, of which the tongue declare the one discharge from sin or error. I love that poem. Thanks, guys. You guys must know poems by heart. I know. T.S. Eliot, what a life, though. You know, he had a really troubled life with his, the woman he married. That was really tough. And, she had severe, like, physical problems, like female problems, and it just messed up their lives. And then she was in a mental institution, and because back then they didn't understand what that kind of thing did to your personality and stuff. And he was accused later on, I mean, I think after he was dead, but he was accused of not being very kind to her, even though he had loved her in the beginning, of course. But yeah, he had kind of a tragic life in a way, but amazing writer. Well, I'm trying to do good things, Ciara. Thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not doing a poetry channel. I did write something though. which I used to sometimes say this poem to people, and then they would say, "Oh my gosh, like who wrote that?" Like they thought it was a famous poet, and I was like, "No, it was just me." So let me see if I can remember it. It's not that super long, but let's see. Okay. If one could be content with what one had, all else would be in vain. But dreams are made of finer stuff, expressively to wax and wane. With time, the dreams may come and go to taunt and tease the minds of men. The seeds of discontent are sown by pleasures that have never been. I wrote that. I wrote that when I was like 20 years old. So, um, oh, I know that poem, Maria. That was Joyce Kilmer. My mom, that was my mom, one of my mom's favorite poems. That's why I remember it. See, I never thought today I would share my poetry with you. Look at that. We always end up doing something unexpected. Here we are. It is. I know. The poems are, see, that takes us out of ourselves. Yeah. I wrote a lot of poems when I was in college, but people do that when you're young. I don't think I was a great poet. I like that poem that I wrote, but a lot of the stuff I did was not great. Yeah, let's get the likes up to, like, we can get more likes for that. I read a poem, my own poem, on the air. I think, Jean-Marc, I did enter that poem in some sort of poetry contest or something later on, like in my mid-20s or something, and it didn't do anything. It didn't win. So I kind of was like, yeah, I'm not a great poet, but I like that poem. And I have fooled people with that. I've said, like, who do you think wrote this? And then I've said the poem to them, and they like, somebody thought it was like Wordsworth or something like that, and I'm like, no, just c'est moi. Okay. Well, listen, I am going to have to get off the chat here in a couple of minutes because I got to get ready to go to my doctor. I got my doctor's appointments in less than an hour now, so I got to get all. I am ready basically, but I got to get out and calm myself down even more so that hopefully my blood pressure will be better in there. Oh, haiku and Fortran. Oh, now AI. Yeah, AI can write all kinds of poetry now. So anyway, okay, let's get those likes up to 130, above 135. We can do it. We can do it. Well, from your mouth to nurse practitioner's ear, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'll feel it out. So I do have next Monday, I do have my first counseling appointment, which I'm looking forward to. And we'll see. Maybe I can do that every week for a while, which will kind of help because I don't get nervous going to a counselor. So thank you, Leanne. Oh, Lisa's rocking. Oh, yeah. Nobody actually asked for her yet, but here she is. Hola. She always says that. Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Está bien? Oh. Anyway, she's doing fine. I wish I could transplant her nervous system into my nervous system. Yes, I will, Jean-Marc. Thank you. Yes, hola. Oh, she's not jealous of George. She likes George. She likes all stuffed animals. She is very egalitarian. She has no prejudices. Yeah, she likes all stuffed animals. So, and he's the only other one in the apartment. So, yeah, I think they talk at night in here in the living room, when I'm asleep. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. So, she's the alpha llama. Yeah, she's the alpha stuffy. Thanks, Lenny. It does help me to be on here, but it does. it's also excitable to be doing the live stream thing. So it does usually raise my pulse and stuff. I don't know if it really raises my blood pressure, but definitely gets me all excited. So I got to go. I got to go out. I'm gonna go out in the car, let it warm up, get all centered, and do some deep breathing. And so thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Okay, well, I will have a video out on Thursday. It will be, because things are so disrupted right now, it's going to be a little different topic, but we'll see. YouTube won't push it out. So you guys watch it, please, and give it a thumbs up. And then we'll have live stream Saturday, and I'll fill you in on the rest of the week, and we'll touch base. Diana, I hope you're doing well yourself. I just, do you have any more treatments or anything you're going to? Thank you, though. I know you get it because you've had to face a lot of fear the last few months yourself. So you get it. Thank you, Dogelbin. Thank you, all of you. Oh, no, Docs and Gal, I don't ever forget what I have to ask. Mine like a steel trap right now. And anybody that wants to be a smart aleck about me having some sugar, especially because it's the frickin' holidays, you know what? Stuff it. Just stuff it. Because I'm just trying to survive right now. And if I need a little sugar, it's okay. Thank you, Contessa. Oh, you have immunotherapy monthly, Diana? Well, I hope. How much longer do you have with that? Thank you, Helen, prescribing some sugar. I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't say anything mouthy to that viewer on a regular comment that said that, but if I start getting a lot of those, I'm just going to tell them where they can stick that sugar. You know what you can do with your sugar reference? If I end up ever getting diabetes, then obviously I will have to be off the frickin' sugar at some point. But right now, no. Survival mode includes a little sugar. Okay. Anyway, thanks to all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you back here Saturday. And don't forget to watch my video on Thursday. And take care, all of you. Thank you for, we ended up making it fun anyway, didn't we? It's like I said, I drove away a couple of viewers with the dark topic, but you know what? That's what life is. It's the dark and the light. It's the combination of the two. That's what it is. So take care, all of you. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. Thank you. Bye.